What is your darkest secret? Male. I've been selling my foot pics and videos pretending to be female for years. About 16 years ago, my parents, 51M, 49F at the time, got a divorce because my mother turned out to be cheating on my father with a 15-year-old she had met in church. Once the divorce was finalized, my father began to date his biological cousin and almost married her. This is the TLDR version of what happened, but it was a whirlwind of WTF moments for about 3 years as everything came out. To this day, they act like nothing either of them did was wrong. I was about to say that I fucked my stepsister, but then I remembered this isn't anonymous. Almost got me, haha. I inherited a butt ton of money and haven't told anyone for years. I have lived very modestly, but one day I plan on completely disappearing to my countryside house where no one will find me. What would you do if you got $5,000 a month for the rest of your life for free? Switch to part-time work. Pay off more on my house per month. Put a lot of it into savings, travel, give to charities. I'd invest it safely and retire 20 years earlier. Came here to say this. Completely investing it all into index funds and projecting a conservative 6% growth would get you to 1 million in about 12 years. You could then withdraw over the 5K per month on average and it would still presumably grow. Live the same as now but be able to pay my bills and have some money to do fun things on my days off. And also all of my days would be days off. Which urban legend turned out to be true? There was a haunted house in West Hobart, Tasmania, Australia that would slowly send everyone living there crazy over a period. It turned out there was an overgrown water tank in the yard with a hidden datura plant growing above it that would drop flowers onto the tank. The people living there were micro-dosing a deliriant. There was an urban legend in the UK about a guy called Purple Aki. The rumor was he was a giant bodybuilder who roams around Liverpool asking young men if he can squeeze their muscles and then asks if he can squat them. I heard it as a London teen years ago and thought it was a hilariously bizarre urban legend from those crazy kids in Liverpool. Then it came out a teenager died after running away from him and accidentally getting hit by a train while trying to get away, and suddenly the real Purple Aki was all over the news. People who love to cook. What tips and tricks do you have for beginners? If your cooking recipes are more like guidelines. If you're baking a recipe as doctrine. Prepare everything before you start cooking. Cooking can be so stressful if you ignore this step. Clean as you cook. Waiting 20 minutes for that soup to simmer? Take that moment to clean. You don't always have to every the recipe down to a T. Sometimes improvisations can work just fine. Food tastes a bit bland? Add more salt. Food tastes like it just needs something? Add an acid, vinegar, lemon juice, tomatoes, etc. Taste your food. Don't be like me, the idiot who used precise measuring spoons for his first 2 years in the kitchen. Add a little bit of salt, spice. Taste it. If it's a bit under-seasoned, add some more. Doing this is how you build up intuition in kitchen, and it's how you learn how to season things intuitively. What crime do you really want to see solved and justice served? Would be nice to get Epstein's list and put all those assholes in jail. This is top of my list as well. Epstein and Maxwell were terrible people. But supply requires demand. I want to know who was on the other end. The fact that most of the victims also won't give up names tells you how afraid they are to out these powerful people. Where is Shelley Miscavige? This may not be a famous case, but in my country, there was this 16-year-old girl who was found in a vacant lot. She was raped and stabbed to death. Her face was skinned and an autopsy also revealed that her tongue, trachea, esophagus, parts of her neck, and her right ear were missing. There were alleged suspects, but it was never known who really did it to her. This happened in 2019. All of Ghislaine Maxwell's and Jeffrey Epstein's clients named, shamed and brought to justice.